Have you been wondering about the daily work routine of the president? Well, the president does more than traveling. For someone who starts his day as early as 7:45 in the morning, is probably the busiest man in the country. In order to bring the presidency closer to the people, the Office of the President, in collaboration with GRTS, presents the President's Diary.
Hello, esteemed viewers, and welcome to another exciting edition of the President's Diary. In today's episode, we'll be taking you through some of the activities the President embarked on in the last month. As you are aware, the President and delegation recently concluded a nationwide tour as constitutionally mandated of him. We'll bring you highlights of that, and also the President's historic meeting with the Police High Command at the State House. We'll also bring highlights of the President's visit to Nigeria, where he delivered a lecture at the National Defense College of Nigeria. For these and many more, please stay tuned. I am Falli Fadera, and my co-presenter is Zainab Fall.
Thanks for joining us, and welcome to the third edition of the President's Diary.
The Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia requires the President to tour the country at least once or twice a year to abreast himself with the people's concern, as well as share government's policies and agenda for development. It's against this backdrop that His Excellency President Adama Barrow embarked on what many described as a successful Meet the People tour. Kicked off in North Bank region, the President and delegation went on to the remotest settlements, visiting all districts and regions before finally going to Banjul. In 12 days, the tour party conducted 44 meetings across the country. The conversations were honest, and speakers outlined their development needs and lamented their daily challenges. Given that agriculture is the predominant livelihood of majority of the population, it is not a surprise that it was the recurrent central theme of the tour. Throughout the tour period, the President and his cabinet ministers assured farming communities of the readiness and willingness of the government to restore farming to its glorious days in the Gambia. One could visibly see the excitement on the faces of the farming communities after the President announced that the government will subsidize the price of fertilizer by 70%.
In Nyomi North Bank region, the President gave a befitting response to the concerns of the inhabitants who decried shortage of water and the struggling state of ferry services, resulting in severe delay in seeking medical attention and economic activities across the other bank of the river in Banjul. He revealed plans that will transform the livelihoods and landscape of the North Bank region in total. He announced a major infrastructural development project that will see the construction of a bridge over the Banjul Barra crossing.
Bari mansakunda katama nyameng ela miro ibuka doyandi. Moya ngurgi ni modehe yo sa khalat bu ko de tutilo. Eke la miro ni eke fanundile. Ah sa khalat bi mo toujours rek dang ko yatal. Banjul Barra ngalon ne ko ferio wote kela solutionoti. Temporal solution lom. Bari nimmol be kacala nimmol be kacaka anduna kacani fanan jamfatale mbe permanent solution be wala sor la Banjul Barra mba kala bridgeoleti. Alhamdulillah lolu moy permanent solution bi digante Banjul ak Barra so be yalla be union wa affaire du dede tri lañ fa def na mirolo be nyami anin ni mol mel be kacha kan ken xalaat bi fu tolu ak ñaw waxtanal fu neni laftale 2019 pour ngala foundation lo anu projet ko nyanda sanji nani anyanda wala taala pour ay bank 2019 karok la ñoo kuma ta sampa be a pinabi ñimbe ke la permanent structure ti ala garantie be ke la 100 years let moya dafa ne ka permanent structure e pare garantie bi ko wara jox dafa ne ka téméri at dugon del ngalo ne ko ni woketa Banjul Barra be ke la Banjul na extension holti andu abe connect la le fo hamdala ani Sénégal le connect ñola abe ke cité kilingoti moya so be ke le lu am Banjul Barra dafa ne ka connection be info rek dafa ko de be Sénégal dafa ne ka ben connection bi.
In Sabah Sanjal constituency and Farafenni, in the Ilyasa constituency, President Barrow reiterated his call on Gambian journalists to foster transparency in government by reporting on its activities as much as possible. The President did not mince his words when he told the gathering that his administration operates on a policy of absolute transparency and commits itself to the values of good governance, transparency and accountability as enshrined in the National Development Plan 2018-2021. Media freedom has been the mantra of the Barrow administration since assuming office in December 2016. This is evident in the sprouting of media establishments in the country as part of the new administration's policy of recognizing media as a critical tool in a democratic state.
ñu nga xam ne ñoo taxaw ni ci géew bi ay journaliste lañ seen liggéey yépp mooy leeral waaye dina am journaliste yoo xam ne nit ñi dinañ nekk seen gannaaw léegi-léegi mu nekk ay politiciens mu nekk ñu nga xam ne bëgguñ pour réew mi dem ci kanam ñu dem ñu jox la dara pour nga bind dara against président Barrow fekk nga xam ne nekkul dëgg wala nga bind leneen wala pour nga jaxase leneen pour loolu mun a am dinaa waxal journaliste yi pour ñu moytu ci loolu because man am naa journaliste yu nga xam ne sax ñoom approche nañ ma pour ma leen a jox xaalis ñuy bind ci suma affaire lu baax lu nga ne amul waaye xam naa ne amalul ma njëriñ soo bindoon ne président Barrow dafa def li te mënumaa def loolu ba njëriñ la maa ne leen du ma jox kenn budut ku nga xam ne sa wërsëg mu ngi suma loxo ma kontaan ci sa liggéey mun naa laa jox dara waaye du ma la jox dara pour ne da ngaa dem binda nga rafetal soo rafetal sax man problème bi du ma ko xam binda leen lu nga xam ne moo leer objectif journalisme lu nga xam ne leerul leen dem na ngeen laajte nguur gi is open am nañ spokesperson am nañ minister of information am nañ director of press ñi yëpp ñu ngi foofu ñun suñ ministre yi sax alawuñ leen pour ñu waxee ak journaliste bu njëkk ministre soo ñëwee déedéet ministre man du ma wax ak journaliste boo xam na ne boo sam fale su waxee ak journaliste moom du fanaan foofu keroog.
Now to the Upper River region in Numuyal, a predominantly Sarhule community where the president was welcomed by a rousing crowd with motorbikes that accompany his motorcade to the meeting ground. While responding to the concerns of the community, the president repeatedly emphasized his government's commitment to safeguarding the supremacy of the law while appealing to Gambians to assist the police in doing their job of providing security and protection for the country.
Security la bunda. Même police olti. Nga jele ko police ol sa ika wuli le pour kata mo arrest sate olto sate mol ka funti ika balang.
Bayi police be ilmo ya nangu neldo kandere sare yimbe sare bembe ilmo be saloto.
Lafta mole loi ya bunya. Polisol be dogo la pour mol pour que mol tanka ana kela naflo tanka polisol wulta pour que jamale fasa o jamala fasa ro kono lafta ni polisol be la dogo kele allié buña allié respect la dogo kono Gambia la luwato nim police o sulata mola iketa gouverneur di ban iketa ministre le bien iketa jomale di ban nim police o sulata la inyanta tale dankunala luwa Gambia ko holli to hanja woni jebu awoni ministre awoni hondu kidai police ben habi haje doma foti nodu ni balanta wala do amunta koy luware soso bara kusifa mantra ke nu kununde bi démocratie nata mol boyta kusifa dun lañu banko ga ala dun jamano o la mu bondo diko hande démocratie ari yimbe be fo immi horema barin sa nyita la wo sembo membe je kun wo sembe kilin wala bi jambi dolo woni ton baw a joni o dolo woni to bari man la fi sembo nyinkela ka tamandi bunda la bunda me ngani luwa man ta nyola bare nde sondal tel fana silo bundaro melon kalbe luwala tinyala bi niye jambe jube niye security jube melbi jang e salon ko sembe kilon wala bi jang dandari do ko security be woni do ha joni on dole woni do ko dum woni to mbelorin damen jang ninko alla banko la sefo sa ya samba mota jela kotanke fonni lafta ay funti wato mi o sembo bi jele bara ay nafa munela ay banko nafa munela ay o mari nafa munela oton lafta al yelwa buña lafta al si polisol buña momo la nyanto menti yewo soto non to nim poliso e muta ka silan naaye muta do ka fille mo bukeje kotenke o bantale Gambia alkana sila poliso la nim poliso e samba fana loi e men fa be wala tamandila.
Speakers in the region pleaded with the president to look into the issue of land acquisition, which poses imminent threat to the peace in their communities. President Barrow, in response, assured the communities of the establishment of a land commission that will look into land disputes across the country. In the final leg of the nationwide tour, the presidential tour delegation entered into the West Coast region, then to the Combos, to a tumultuous welcome. Streets were filled with cheering crowds while the president waved at them from the rooftop of PR1, the presidential wagon. From Brikama down to Combo North and South, the message has been about youth empowerment, engagement and job creation.
Seka wulini yoroini dabate nyege min kan
The president announced the establishment of fish processing plants in coastal communities that will see the creation of over 20,000 jobs for young people. The president and the Minister of Communication used the opportunity to outline plans to revolutionize the digital landscape of the economy by announcing the installation of more than 5,000 streetlights fitted with CCTV surveillance cameras and Wi-Fi hotspots. The news was well received, particularly by the young people who are fondly referred to as the digital generation. In the Cardiff municipality and Banjul, President Barrow promised huge infrastructural development projects for the two biggest municipalities in the country.
Why government did not have project for Hamne?
Lampo wuli lulu melo ka betalla Gambia be kono.
Juromi junni lampo di Gambia di Gambia ye.
And then you lampol from the Wi-Fi sorolale, ibe CCTV faran sorolale.
Lampol am Wi-Fi am CCTV.
And the World Bank faran.
The World Bank.
Wal faran nya lampawuli fulan nyanta do kula nyi banko kanja.
Ñom do wone la ligere ñaari junni la basi de kabi.
Ñil mu lampal de me alonko.
Ni lampal bo xamne.
Ni mala.
So le tish.
Aka kurawo men jani.
Lu mo la kasi kura.
Aba safe la by 75%.
De fu koy save 75%.
Lampadol bi je wol mu solalati.
Amna la ba xamne solalañ.
Isaje ko si ko ñi faran sone andi.
Mo mona yombal ndemi.
Still on the tour, peace and reconciliation has been the key messages the president keeps preaching to Gambians at every given opportunity. He has been unequivocal about the need for the country to come together as one and safeguard the peace and security of the country that is second to none in the sub-region. In Fonyi, as the tour party advanced into the combos, the president reiterated calls for national cohesion and harmony. He used the opportunity to assure the public that his government is committed to promoting religious harmony, tolerance and understanding among people of faith, including non-believers, in a bid to foster unity among Gambians.
B. Janinga ke president oti. Nyimbanko ya to falinne kako Islamic Republic of the Gambia. Kabrin nata lumel lokumo me yalo nata ngauto falin wolunde ka murundi ka Republic of the Gambia. Gon del lata nyina ko Gambia musakula state le dina jamal le bijang Christian dinol be wol kono Muslim dinol be wol kono dol bije fayla dino wol mu jalan dinol le barin del lata nyimbe mu adam barol dimbal le tibi oto nyilla nyanto nyinga bunyale ande nyimu molle me alon ko ni sira jane mbadi wollon fanan woton sa ko indika fako ndel mu molle me alon ko fenfen bi janyi Gambia kono e mu dina moti bang e mu sisi fa menti bang nyil be mun tira dimbaati anu ngi be kanyande fanan.
In a separate engagement, it could be recalled that shortly before the president embarked on the Meet the People tour, he received in audience members of the Ajamat Foundation, a federation of Jola-speaking societies predominantly found in Fonyi and beyond, and executive members of the opposition APRC party in Kanifing Municipality and West Coast region at the State House in Banjul. The executives of the foundation were at the presidency to express solidarity and show unflinching support and loyalty to the president and his government. The president welcomed the move, thanking the two delegations and urged them to join his government in delivering the Gambia that is desired.
Mbese warin anduna jiko fanan awarta baki mune na jiko nyi warandi wolon nyenti ko ni te kita Gambia la nyaton koti ilafta kila molati me alon ko Gambia karo be nyante fasa lale pour do ko si keno woto nata Gambia kara do e fasa do me fasa asi ko le andi bulu asi la do ko nyin ko le andi bulu andun tenku woni sabato fanan asio fanan ko le andi bulu woto bi ni ko aljama jola kafolom fo nyibije Casamance bije Guinée Bissau bije nyimbe mu badin kilimol woto nyimbe keda kilinti bi ina ray fotata majan State House pour nga kacha banko la nyaata ta kon pour kana kan sembentu yandi pour banko eta nyaata wonyanta kala nya jiki balti bari foñi di alsalon ko nyin ko da ko no jam bi foñi dingo bi jam mela be sabatiri jalni ndele kala karambu ngo jo annu mbari ni ngolom annu foñi ngole maati abi jang woto badi yani nte ani foñi ngol tema mam folo bila nata bilo ninga ke wa folo no politikolo ninga ke non bi ngan mbari musota ngadi foñi ngol iba ha abe politikolo abe foñi ngol nyilinga.
In a separate engagement, it could be recalled that shortly before the president embarked on the Meet the People tour, he received in audience members of the Ajamat Foundation, a federation of Jola-speaking societies predominantly found in Fonyi and beyond, and executive members of the opposition APRC party in Kanifing Municipality and West Coast region at the State House in Banjul. The executives of the foundation were at the presidency to express solidarity and show unflinching support and loyalty to the president and his government. The president welcomed the move, thanking the two delegations and urged them to join his government in delivering the Gambia that is desired. In his endeavor to strengthen the security of the country and boost the confidence of the police force, President Adama Barrow in July received the police high command at the State House in Banjul. The Inspector General of Police, Mahmoud Job, described the meeting as historic, as it was the first time in 37 years that a sitting president meets and dialogues with the police high command. While addressing the gathering, President Barrow stressed the need for all and sundry to abide by the law, urging everyone to contribute to the maintenance of peace and security. He also admonished the police to always adhere to the due process in the execution of their duties.
As officials in uniform, you know that security is paramount in national development, and the police is a key institution in maintaining internal peace and security. Under the past regime, the image of the police in the public domain was quite negative. It was clouded with mistrust and disrespect, particularly because of the perception of corruption created in the minds of civilians by some irresponsible personnel. Against this background, one of the first objectives of my administration is to ensure that the police regain respect and play their rightful roles effectively and legally as law enforcement officers. This position is in recognition of the prominent and noble role you play to provide and maintain national security.
Have you been wondering about the daily work routine of the president? Well, the president does more than traveling. For someone who starts his day as early as 7:45 in the morning, is probably the busiest man in the country. In order to bring the presidency closer to the people, the Office of the President, in collaboration with GRTS, presents the President's Diary.
Now into the bilateral relations. For the past 2 decades, the relationship between the Gambia and the United States has significantly deteriorated due to allegations of human rights violation by the previous regime. But with the dawn of a new era of democracy and good governance, one of President Barrow's key priorities since assuming office in 2016 has been to restore Gambia's relationship with international development partners and reinstate our admirable standing in the international community. In view of the foregoing, President Barrow received the top brass of the Africa Command of the United States military. Accompanied by the United States ambassador to the Gambia, the AFRICOM officials announced interest in supporting the Gambia's security sector reform program, which is one of the strong enablers of the President's development blueprint, the National Development Plan. The officials expressed delight that the President accepted to re-establish military relations with a view to having a more professional military that is devoid of party politics.
In the diplomatic arena, the Gambia continues to strengthen ties with different countries around the world. Latest to present letter of credence to the President was the Qatari ambassador to the Gambia, His Excellency Faisal Abdullah Al-Maniya. Despite Qatar's strained relationship with the previous regime, which resulted in the closure of the Gambia's embassy in Doha, the Gulf state was one of the first countries to endorse and show solidarity with the presidency of Adama Barrow. The President, during a closed-door meeting, expressed gratitude to the Qatari government for being supportive throughout the transition. He acknowledged the gesture of maintaining and reopening the Gambian embassy in Qatar.
President Barrow recently took part in the joint ECOWAS-ECA summit on peace, security, and the fight against terrorism and violent extremism in Lomé, Togo. During the President's intervention in a closed-door session, he urged ECOWAS to send a strong message against terrorism and be resolute in its pursuit of elimination of all threats to the security of the region. The Gambia has benefited from the regional body's intervention to restore peace and tranquility in the aftermath of the December 2016 presidential elections. President Barrow reiterated the significance of peace, saying peace and security are so significant because no country can achieve development and prosperity when the tenets of peace are eroded and when extremism and terrorism are allowed to flourish. Now let's take a look at the President's visit to Abuja, Nigeria, where he was invited to deliver a graduation lecture to the class of course 26 of the National Defense College. The President's invitation came based on the recognition of the Gambia's transition to democracy from dictatorship, which serves as a model to the region and beyond. In his graduation lecture, President Adama Barrow made reference to the Gambia as a lesson to all leaders that power resides in the people and that if they represent the interests of the people, they will stand by them and vice versa. He reminded the graduates to maintain professionalism and desist from engaging in divisive activities. Here is an excerpt of the lecture.
This topic is as significant and timely for the West African sub-region as it is globally in the view of the persistence of conflicts, acts of terror, abuse of human rights, and disregard for the rule of law, dictatorship and greed, corruption, and the desire to cling onto power for selfish reasons. African leaders have been noted for autocracy, tribalism, corruption, and nepotism at the expense of national unity, progress, peace, and development for all. The Gambian experience provides a clinical case to examine and draw lessons from for future reference. As you may recall, the Gambia had to grapple with a political impasse after Gambians went to the polls on the 1st of December 2016 to elect a new president in what was likely a free and fair election. On the 2nd of December 2016, the Independent Electoral Commission completed the announcement of the results of the election and declared me duly elected as president. Surprisingly, the incumbent former President Yaya initially conceded defeat, but revised his decision later, alleging voter irregularities and fraud. This was a difficult moment for the Gambia. Generally, Gambia is known as a very peaceful country. It was a difficult situation, but we were very, very focused, and we believe in the principle of democracy. That was our driving force, and we were very consistent to follow the due process. There followed a serious political crisis that could have divided the nation and plunged it into civil conflict. Never in our nation's history have we been gripped with anxiety and fear that provoked a mass exodus of Gambians and non-Gambians alike into neighboring countries. The situation challenged and threatened the Gambia's peaceful coexistence, as well as our political, social, and economic fabric. Fortunately, our firm determination to settle the political impasse in a peaceful way, consistent with our deep-rooted culture of tolerance, strong religious beliefs, and mutual understanding, gained international support. Post-conflict, peace building requires a holistic approach. In the Gambia, we have not only made use of the conventional approach such as reliance on the international community, but we have also looked inwards to make use of our expertise, our resources, and our traditional approaches. In the thick of our suffering, we focus on the primary objective of achieving a change for all, a change that can result in equal opportunities for everybody. Consequently, instead of witch hunting, our policy is to bring everybody on board. The government has taken a holistic approach, and the citizens have realized our sincerity. If governments represent the interests of the people will stand by them. If they oppress the people, they will abandon them. This is what has happened in the Gambia, and it serves as a lesson for all leaders. turning to the military, it is imperative that voluntarily and professionally subject themselves to the control of the civil government and recognize the established checks and balances. The mutual interdependence between the two institutions is exemplified in the principles that military force is not an end in itself, but a means that civil authority can use to bring about peace and security. My view is that the principle of democracy and post-conflict peace building should reinforce the teachings that you have received here in the college as you return to take up appointments in your various armed forces. Finally, while we seek to show the commitment of governments to improve the lives of citizens, effective service delivery must be demonstrated. In other words, commitment must not only be expressed verbally, but should also be translated into concrete action. In the level of awareness in this social media era is unprecedented. Therefore, no government can fool itself into believing that it can be business as usual forever. Politicians are often accused of making empty promises, yet they expect to be given the mandate to lead indefinitely. Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Senegal and the Gambia have shown clearly that politicians cannot continue to fool the electorates. Excellencies, the Commander, distinguished invited guests, graduating students of Course 26, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to mention two important imperatives for a durable and sustainable post-conflict peace-building mechanism for the West African sub-region. There is need to ensure that the local population is involved in design, implementation, and administration of peace-building projects to ensure continuity and success even after the conflict. The involvement of local communities has an impact on their perception of any benefits and feeling of ownership, especially in cases where peace agreements are signed between parties in conflict or at war. The importance of support and expertise of international and the sub-regional partners, such as the United Nations, the European and African Union, as well as the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, must not be underestimated or ignored. Please allow me at this juncture to acknowledge with profound thanks the immense contribution of these partners, particularly ECOWAS, in diffusing the tension and political impasse in the Gambia that led to a peaceful resolution.
The President's lecture was well received by officials in Nigeria. Reacting to the lecture, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Defense said the lecture would be used as a resource material in academic institutions.
Let me therefore most respectfully acknowledge and thank our erudite guest speaker for today, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, the President of the Gambia, for doing justice to the topic. Indeed, we are humbled by Your Excellency's kind gesture in accepting to give this lecture, despite your numerous and tight engagements. More importantly, given the depth of knowledge, wealth of experience, and rich collection of illustrative instruments discernible in the lecture, you will all agree with me that His Excellency has displayed rare intellectual prowess in putting together the highly illuminating, thought-provoking, and invaluable treatise. His Excellency has prescribed a clear path for troubled nations to stability and greatness. The analysis and hard facts are not only applicable to the Gambia, but also apt and very relevant to the Nigerian situation, given the factor of our heterogeneity as a nation, our socio-political antecedents, and the contemporary challenges of insurgency, terrorism, armed banditry, which the country has been grappling with.
Well, viewers, that's all we have for you in today's edition of the President's Diary. Do join us for the next episode of the program here on GRTS. I am Zainab Fall, and it's a bye from me. Have you been wondering about the daily work routine of the President? Well, the President does more than traveling. For someone who starts his day as early as 7:45 in the morning, is probably the busiest man in the country. In order to bring the presidency closer to the people, the Office of the President, in collaboration with GRTS, presents the President's Diary.